And we're live again. There we go. Hopefully the sound's on and they're all good. And I guess I'll just be waiting for any people to come on in for this month's live. Okay. Well, while I wait for you guys, I'm going to get things up a little bit. So first things first, let's get this thing on the stand. Didn't do a post about this, so whether anyone realizes I'm actually even streaming today, who knows? All right. Oh, excuse the noise. All right. Let's try and get this in properly. I'm not sure why this thing does take a little while to update sometimes and tell me actually who's in and who's not. So I'll say a quick hello. Excuse all the messing around at the start. All the wobbly footage. Right. Let's see where the best place is to put this. That's not going to be too bad. Adjust it a little bit, and things are falling off. There we go. Always nice to have parts of my stuff falling off. There we go. Hopefully good sound. That sounds good. Hey, some of the tents in. Good to see you, man. And Fred as well. Hi, guys. Right. It's a bit of a different one today. I've not gone all out. It's just going to be really chilled and relaxed. I'm not going to do too much nonsense. I'm going to hold my hands up and confess straight away. I am not camping today. I'm just out for a chill, just a bit of time in the woods. Not a big woods either. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's traffic not far away over there. And I'm just, I'm actually in quite an urban environment. I'm in Biggleswade, as the title will have told you. Not far from the McDonald's where I stealth camped. It seems like a lifetime ago. But yeah, I figured just a nice easy one today. And as I'm in Biggleswade already, I know this little green space quite well. My boys play here a lot. And there's a lot of just wood laying around ready for me to have a fire. So I thought, little fire, have a sit down and let you guys know what's going on with the channel and maybe answer a few questions. So while I get cracking on putting my stool together so I can have a sit and also setting up the fire, you guys have a little think. And if you've got any questions for me about the channel, about van life, about my recent adventure across the country, upcoming videos, anything like that at all, pop them in the comments in the chat and I'll answer them and get around to that once I'm all set up. But for now, you can chill and just watch me set up, and I'll try not to check your brains off too early while I do this. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. So if you're not interested in it because I'm not camping, that's fine. Off you go. Go watch another video. Maybe watch one of mine where I actually do some camping. That'd be a pretty good idea. But if not, and you're happy just to chill with me, then great, and stick around. We'll have a little bit of a chin wag. This doesn't take long, as you know. Very quick and easy with the old pump bag. I am quite concerned. My mat is starting to feel its age, I think. I'm starting to notice a little bit of a quicker sort of shrinking time when I'm sleeping in it overnight. I've had to wake up once or twice and actually pump it up when I don't think I would have done in the past. So I don't know if there's maybe a little bit of a leak in the valve or something, but also when I'm tightening it up and that, sometimes it feels a little bit like it wants to spin in place. So I think maybe there's some re-gluing that will need to be done. I should be able to save it. I don't think there's any major problems, but I do think I'm going to have to start thinking about a bit of maintenance on it, which I am very admittedly bad at. I'm terrible at the maintenance on my gear. Biffa, or Paul as you might know him, or AnIdiotOutdoors, he is very good at his maintenance. He keeps on top of his gear. He weather seals his up regularly and all sorts of stuff. And I'll be honest, I'm atrocious. I've never once done anything with my tent. It is basically how it came out of the factory. And I've been using that for so many years, it's ridiculous. I've never once... I was fairly sure you're supposed to seal up the seams or something. Someone in the chat tell me, because I'm sure someone in here knows more than I do. I think you're supposed to waterproof the seals or something, or the seams or something. I never did any of that. I just used it as it came, and I don't do any maintenance on it because I'm just too lazy. But yet it still takes care of me. Although that said, I am working on a little bit of a project which I'll chat about in a little bit, which may make my tent completely defunct. Well, not completely, because I still think I'd use it from time to time, but as you may have guessed, if you've watched any of my, excuse the sound, if you've watched any of my videos from the attempts across England in one go, you will know that I use an emergency boost bag for that. Because this sounds really bad on the mic. I'm doing my best not to knock it, but yeah. You'll know that on that I chose not to take my tent, and that's how I started off when I was camping, just using no tent. But I eventually went to a tent just because the bivy bag I had was starting to get a bit annoying. And some of the challenges and trips I went on, it was causing me more problems than it was worth. But now that I've got more experience behind me, I'm actually thinking of re-exploring that and perhaps trying to make my own bivy, which would be pretty cool. Should do it. Down the side. Yeah, I did mean to have this done before the live started, but today has been a bit of one of those days where I've not seemed to have got much done, but at the same time I've also yeah, that'll be job's good. Now I can rest against there. Aha! Slightly different format. I've laid it down like a log today, so that'll actually be quite good. Just gonna have that like that. So let's get you guys in a bit closer. I think that's a bit too far away. All right, there we have it. Grab the old bag. All right, there we have it. Hey, I'm now visible to all you guys, and I can see that there's lots of chat going on. So I'm going to have a quick look at this and see what the chat is all about. Just make sure my sound's coming across okay. All right. Okay, 1 second. A few adjustments to make to some of this stuff. Where's that? There we go. Right. Oh. There it is. Right, there we go. So we got lots and lots of chat. So excuse me 1 second. I'm going to go quickly here. What's that right here? Do you know what, Fred? I think you're right. I do deserve the break. Not so much for the hiking I did. To be fair, that was a little while ago for me now, and I've been like relatively active since. Although I haven't been out doing huge amounts of camping. But it's all the editing. It just takes up so much time getting the edits done. It's easily the sort of the most sort of time-consuming part of the whole process, really. I mean, I don't mind it. It's okay. I love the sort of chance to be creative and whatnot, but yeah, it just sucks up so much time. It's just got sort of a bit out of hand, really. But there you go. The original plan when I started the channel was to do a video every 2 weeks, and with the mind that I would go to a weekly potentially if the channel took off and I was able to actually earn some money from it, so I could pull back on my normal work. But with things as they stand, working and doing this, as well as schooling the boys with homeschooling, it's all quite a lot. So yeah, but at some point I just went, I'll just do it every week, and I'm starting to regret that. So here we go. Tom's asking how far through the country. I'm not sure if you think that I'm still doing that, Tom. If you do, I'm not. I did that over. Well, the plan was to do it over 8 days, and I left off on I think it was the 28th of May. So that's sort of been and done, and I'm just through the editing of that process. So yeah, I'm not actually in the middle of that. So don't worry about that. It's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere in some country, of the country somewhere in the middle of that challenge. That challenge is now behind me. I won't tell you whether I succeeded or failed. I don't want to give that away. But yeah, it's. Oh, hi Boone. I'm just going through the messages now, so sorry that's a bit delayed. Let's have a little look. Yeah. Cheers, Bean. I don't know if I could say I'm more interested in the football. Depends on the game, I guess. Now, Tom, I tell you, this thing is solid. Basically, this is my sleeping mat. So if it couldn't take my weight, I'd be a bit worried. if it blew up with someone's weight, mind you, I guess they must have like a maximum weight sort of capacity or load capacity, whatever you want to call it. I guess you know, if someone was like say 200 kilos or something, decided to sit on one of these or lay on one, they might pop. I don't really know what the limitations are actually. So yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to look up. Hey, Out of Bounds, what's up, man? And yeah, we've got a few in, so that's cool. So I'm gonna get cracking on a little bit of a fire. Just for anyone who's just come in, I did say at the start, if you have any questions for me about the mission that's currently sort of being published on the channel, so it's roughly about halfway. I think you guys have seen. I know you guys have only seen 3 days, so it's almost the halfway point for you guys. If you've got any questions about that I can answer without giving any spoilers, do ask. But whether it be about that, the channel as a whole, or van life, or anything at all, any question, you ask it, and I'll try and answer it if I can. All right, I'm gonna get the fire pit going. Bought myself a little tinny. Got something to lubricate the the vocal cords. I won't be doing any singing, but the talking definitely requires a little bit of lubrication sometimes. As many of you who go camping and I watch your channel, especially you, Boone, I'm fully aware of the amount of lubrication that goes on those trips. Oh dear. So talking of which, while I'm messing around with this, I'll give you guys a little update as to what's to come on the channel. So while the cross-country stealth camp is being aired still, and I think you know, it's got a few weeks left. It doesn't give too much away to say there's at least 1 or 2 more episodes of that. Once that finishes, obviously I need something else to show on the channel. So in the meantime, I've got a few projects in the pipeline, and the nearest one of those I think is a collab video with quite a few other channels actually. I'm hoping to get back to the Peak District with AnIdiotOutdoors and Harlop Hiker, who you might know as Biffa and Tim. And if you don't know why we're calling him Biffa, you need to go and watch a certain video of mine, which caught quite a lot of positive and negative sort of response. But yeah, we're calling him Biffa now. So Biffa and Tim. Noah's going to be coming along too. And we also have a couple of friends of Biffa, Chris and Ryan, who featured on his channel, AnIdiotOutdoors, as I said. And also another YouTuber who I know his name is Scott. I think his channel's a hard one to remember. It's a very long name. I think it's something like hiking and camping photography. Could have that wrong. Yeah, I'll leave a little link in the description of this video when I'm done, with everyone's channel names, and obviously as well when I do that video, I'll have links in that as well. But essentially we're off to the Peak District, that's the plan, and we're going to do like a 2-nighter, and so in total there'll be a group of 7 of us. So that's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, probably the most epic camping trip I'll have ever been on, because it'll probably be all going on, to be honest, because yeah, the on-site lubrication of vocal cords will be non-stop, I imagine. So yeah, there's going to be some chit chat on that. So if you like the chit chat and if you like all the nonsense that goes on, that'll be a good video for you guys. And while I'm up north, because we're going to go up as a family, me, 2 boys and the wife, in the van, we're going to stop sort of near the peaks for the first bit, but then we're going to go up north a bit further, so we're near to the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales and all that sort of area. And the plan there is to do a couple more collabs, hopefully. I've got one that seems very positive. Looks like we might do a wonky line mission together. That's Mick, I think. Yeah, Mick from Mountains and More. He's agreed to do a little bit of a mission with me. So I'm really looking forward to that one, because I love his videos. These are some of my favorites, actually. They really do entertain me. And I think he's not bringing his dog Ollie, but I think he really should, because that will make things chaos. And we love chaos here, don't we? We really do. Also, I've been chatting with the Rough Walkers. I say chatting. We've fired a couple of emails back and forth, and there seems to be some positive there. If you guys watch this, any of you from the Rough Walkers, because obviously there's 2 or 3 of you on that channel, I only know one of your names, and I'm going to mention this in the email when I get back to you, because you said leave it a little while until we organise this thing. When I get back to you guys about this, I'm going to have to ask you what your names are, because I know one of you is called Phil. I don't know anyone else's name, because Phil is the only one that's had his name mentioned on the channel as far as I know. I mean, I looked back at some of the old videos thinking that there might have been some kind of introduction, and nothing on the description of the channel or anything. I was like, I don't know this guy's name. I've been watching his videos for quite a while, and he's the one who does the main chat, and I don't know his name. I assume he's who I'm emailing, but I could be emailing Phil or the other guy. I don't know. So yeah, very weird situation, that not knowing who you're talking to, but that's where we're at with that. We're not on first name basis yet, but hopefully I'll get that one in the works too. So that's essentially 3 collabs going on sort of at the end of this month and the start of July, which hopefully will create some really great videos for you guys once the cross-country trip has finished airing. And yeah, that's kind of the plans. But also, me and Henry are going to go, hopefully, up some mountains somewhere and do a bit of gold panning and a little bit of camping together as well. That's a personal sort of favourite of mine that I've got planned. And then when we get back, just to keep things even, Ethan wants me to do a wonky line mission with him, so we've got one of those planned as well. All right, let's see what other chat we've got. Either this hasn't updated, or oh yeah, this doesn't update very quick. Sorry, guys. Out of bounds. My name is Alan, but everyone calls me Moley. So yeah, I've just seen this, and I'm just talking about not knowing somebody else's name. That's class. Oh dear. Some of us forget that. I should probably introduce myself in some of my videos from time to time. I really should. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, Boone, I'm going to hold you to this. If I ever get my passport sorted and I get over to where you are, we'll do a camp together. But you'll be doing the dancing. Ah, Tom, if you're interested in the collab, man, I see you saying where's your invite? Hit me up, and my email's on my channel info. but apparently that's hard to spot. So it's easier to see if you're on a PC, but if you're on your phone, it doesn't always come out, which is weird, because even I can't see it if I look at my channel from my phone. I don't know what that's about. YouTube, sort that if you watch this. But yeah, it's weird. But yeah, hit me up on an email and we'll get you an invite. It's more the merrier, really, with this sort of thing. We've got somebody new in the chat, Ria Thompson. Hello, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of. Yeah, the language thing. You're not wrong there. That's going to be rather interesting. I've got a few concerns about that, because my channel, obviously, I try to keep the choice language to a minimum. I use a lot of it in personal life, but on the channel, I try to keep it sort of fairly PG, or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't really kept to that on our last collab, on the trip to the Peak Districts. There was a lot of language that didn't make the cut. And to be honest, I think Noah is probably the worst out of everybody for that, because he just forgets he's on camera. And so he will swear so many times when he's on film. It's unreal. And I believe every one of mine, Paul's or Biffers and Tim's videos, every one of them, we managed to miss one of Noah's sort of S words or whatever he was using. And so he's managed to swear on everybody's channel. And if I manage to do a collab with the Rough Walkers, I'm aware on their channel they just go at it, and they don't hold back. They don't censor anything. So that's going to be an interesting edit. That's going to be a hard edit. It really is. Probably be a lot. Sorry, Outbounds. I don't know your first name. I'm just going to keep calling you Outbounds until if you say what your name is in here, I'll start trying to call you that. I'm terrible with names, but I do try my hardest to remember everybody's name. But yeah, if you can ever get over this way, I'm up for a collab. No problem. Yeah. Gee, that's the time over there, man. That is crazy. Well, thanks for joining at gone 3:30 in the morning. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, it's Ryan. Why does it say Raya then? Oh, that's, you flummoxed me there, man. But yeah, so hello, Ryan. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it was you, because it doesn't say Ryan. I would have probably popped that guess in. Yeah, it just says RYA and then Thompson. So yeah, that's maybe one you want to fix on your channel name or something. I don't know. Oh dear me. Oh, Andrew. Ah, good to meet you, Andrew. Outbounds. There we go. It's good. You're like me. You're like me, Ryan. You're just too lazy with it. I'm just like, so many things that I'm supposed to change and do and sort out, and I never do. Oh well, it's fine. I'll accept that. So I think I've managed to chat to everybody who's in the chat for a little bit. I need to get this fire going. I am massive cheating today. I've got an absolutely big wedge of firelighter. I'm just going to light this thing up. And yeah, because I just want a little bit of a fire, just to make it a little bit more campy. And I'll be honest, I want to do something a bit nice. I've been stuck indoors behind the computer all day long. So this is me getting out and getting a little bit of fresh air. And it's not fresh air if you haven't got a smoky fire going, surely. But yeah, there's a massive pile of dead wood here. I'm going to pop you guys back over here, so hopefully you can see the fire and me. Is that good enough? No. Do you know what, actually? I'm going to change your angle entirely. I'm going to bring you guys... Will that work? There we go. It doesn't look that stable. If I bring you up here, do excuse the wobbly camera stuff and the bad angle. Let's see if we can't settle this on the ground a bit. Right, how's that? Yeah, that might work. Hey, I'm sort of out of frame a little bit, and that is not level at all, is it? Okay, let's pop that like that, and then like that. Hey, Biff is in. Hi, Biffa. There we go. Oh, that's it. Oh, probably gone a bit high now. Oh, I'm not a perfectionist, honest. Just trying to get everything in that needs to be in the shot. There we go. That's surely got to do it. There we go. That's pretty good. Now you guys can see everything going on. As you can see, the firelight I've got going. Now you can see the big pile of wood I've got over here, which was not me. Somebody else has accrued this pile. I am not the first person to have a fire in here, I can tell you that much. There's been a few fires out in the sort of open park part even, which is a bit stupid to people, I think, because that's surely going to bring some attention. There you go. All right. I'm gonna just put this here. All right. Let's have a little look. More chat. Do you know what the problem is? It's when I swipe up and down and then it all disappears. There we go. Oh dear. Are we all going to make fun of Ryan in the chat until he changes his name? I don't know. Is that a must? I don't know. The way and the truth. Nice to see the way and the truth. It's hey, rough walkers are in. Yeah, you're watching. Right, here's a question for you, rough walkers, because that's all I can call you right now. I know one of you is called Phil because the guy behind the camera is always talking to Phil and calling out Phil's name, but I don't know your name, man behind the camera. So shout me out in the chat here. Tell me what your name is. We've even emailed a few times and you didn't even put your name at the bottom of the email, so I'm at a loss as to what your name is. I looked back at some of your old videos, tried to figure it out, and no joy. So now you're here, you can tell me what is your name, good sir. And if you're Phil, who's everyone else's name? Because there's sometimes three of you. So there's this other chap who I really don't know his name either. So let's have a little look. Danny. Ah, okay. So it's Danny. What about the other guy though? Is because there's sometimes a third one. So it's Danny and Phil. Who's that other chap's name? Or I assume you know who I'm talking about because there's sometimes three of you. I assume it's the same guy each time. You can tell I'm paying much great attention to all the details when I'm watching videos. Loads of chat going on. So you're in the UK. Oh, so Phil's from Poland. Oh, wow. Okay. Does he live here, I guess, though? Or does he come over just to camp with you because you're that fun to camp with? I can believe it. You guys get up to some good adventures. The quarry that you guys stay at sometimes, that is an awesome spot. I wish I had something that good this close. I have a couple of places that in my youth I could have gone to, but they've since been sort of shut off or like closed down enough that I can't get to them, and it's a bit of an annoyance, to be honest. Doing a little bit of cutting here. Whoop. Probably need some more smaller stuff though. I've been a little bit greedy with that. This isn't the best wood in the world. It's been raining a little bit last couple of, I say a little bit, it's been raining a lot the last couple of days. We've been having the crazy British summer as per usual. Even had some hail not long ago, which is crazy. I thought the time me and Noah got caught out, it would have been the last time we'd see some hail, but no way. Let's have a little look. Let's see what the chat is saying. That's what we're here for, a bit of chat. I've got the fire going well enough at the moment, I think. So let's have a little look. Yeah, I saw you. I take it I'm talking to Danny. Yeah, I saw that you put down that you were going to do a live. I'll definitely try and get in for that. It's sure to be a fun one. What else we got? 17 years. Well, that's long enough to call him English, I reckon. All right, so yeah, go check out the Rough Walkers. It's a good laugh over there. Them guys know how to do it properly. Yeah, always a good laugh, that. Yeah, Scottish weather. I'd say that's probably the best description of it. I've not heard that term before, but yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I saw you do the little quick live one earlier, actually, Danny, and yeah, that was some proper rain. It was actually raining almost that hard here at the time, but it's been very short-lived. I've got away with this. While I say that, I might not get away with it entirely. We'll have to see how that goes. I mean, this isn't going to be a long one, to be honest, guys. This is just me getting out to get a break from the computer screen and all the editing and have a little chat with you guys. I'm not doing a massive thing tonight. Anyone who's just joined, I did say at the start, I'm not camping here tonight. It's a bit of a lazy cheat one. I'm just out for the evening, just have a little fire, have a little chat with you guys, and just chill and relax. Because it's been edit, stop and do some repairs on the van, and then edit, and then teach the boys some stuff, and then edit, and it's like, oh, all I'm doing these days seems to be like just work. So it's been like that since I got back from the cross country, the attempt to cross the country trip, and yeah, it's been non-stop. So yeah, just trying to take a chance really to get out while I've got a bit of time to myself. The boys are with the grandparents. The wife is over at her parents, so I've got a bit of time to myself. Why not get out, have a little fire, and have a little chin wag with you guys? It's a good way to spend the time. But I've got a friend actually who's parked up nearby called Errol, a new friend of mine. He's a van lifer too, and hopefully I'll get a little bit of some board games in with him later, or card games or something. And yeah, just trying to take a bit of a chill today, and not mash my brain any more than it already is. Polgish, yeah, that's a good term. There's another chap who I was playing tennis with the other day, actually, another van lifer. He's I think Polish. I'm pretty sure he mentioned he's from Poland, but he's hoping to go back eventually at some point. But he's just been over here for a while working. He's a nice chap. Go Rofa. Fire's going out, and we have pooling. So, oh yeah, you guys were dealing with your tarps, man. Expert work on the tarps. But yeah, take care, Danny. Cheers for popping in. I'll see you later on yours, hopefully, if I manage to make the time work. What time are you doing yours? Let me know. If you're still in, before you go, let us know what time your live starts. Unless you don't know, in which case we'll just try and luck it out and time it out. Well, you can see my fire pit really going now. That is going to cook me. I'm just going to put this in front of my always the bug. There we go. That's how you do a fire in your fire pit. That is lovely warm. Oh dear, that's the stuff. Think about the small stuff. If I load this up, even though it's this tiny little fire pit, it can absolutely go. It's brilliant. 8 o'clock-ish. I'll try and be on then. Cheers, Danny. You take care, man. I'll see you soon. Attempt to beach camp in Greece. That'd be nice. That's why I need a passport so I can do things like that. Although, to be honest, I haven't explored enough of the UK yet. There's so much more to explore. I haven't been up to Scotland since I was a kid. I'm not even. I think I've been there when I was a kid. I'm not sure, but if I was so young I don't remember it. But yeah, I need to get to Scotland. Tim, Hard Up Hiker, he's been in my ear about potentially doing one with him up there because he's done a big trip and he wants to do another one a bit later on in the year. And I'm very tempted to go, but it's 2 weeks of getting away again, and yeah, I don't know how many times in the year I can get away and actually still keep on top of everything I'm supposed to keep on top of. So yeah, it's hard finding those big blocks of time. Maybe once I'm monetized and I've got 1 million subscribers, like I ever would. But yeah, I guess that would be the dream, wouldn't it? Get enough coming in from YouTube, I could actually afford to do some crazy big adventures. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, to be fair, Andrew, I used to have a passport and I have travelled a little bit, but in all fairness, I'm not a rich guy. I'm always flabbergasted how much Tim spends out, because his channel's called Hard Up Hiker, as if he's doing it on a budget, and he spends more money than I do because I have very little money. I could have more, but I choose time over money. I'd rather be time rich than money rich, and so that gives me time to spend with the boys and do things like this. Ooh. It's what I do for work is not who I am, if you know what I mean. I'm not one of those people. I'm just going to come out of this chat and go back in because this thing needs to update, I think. Why has it always got this thing in the way? Yep. Let's go back to YouTube. God, I hate how that's always in the way. Oh, I don't know what you said that sounded arrogant, man, but don't worry about it. I don't even know what you said that could have sounded like that. What do you do for work? That's a good question, Tom. That's what we're here for. Any questions, you ask them. I'm a bit of an open book when it comes to questions. As long as it won't spoil any upcoming videos for anyone, any spoilers, I'll answer just about anything. I'm a window cleaner part-time. I started a window cleaning business back in the noughties, about 2004, 2005, around that sort of time. And I grew the business to the point where I had about 15 guys working for me. And it got quite stressful, I'll be honest. And so I sold the business to my parents, and they now run that. And I just do a couple of days a week of that for them. And that leaves me the rest of the time to be able to homeschool the boys, because that's what I do most of the time. I'm homeschooling the boys, well, me and the wife. And well, I say that most of the time is editing now, but before editing came along, it's doing that with them. But to be fair, they're getting to an age now where I can sort of have them go off and learn a little bit for themselves, because they're beyond what I can teach them a lot of things. So, for an example, Ethan is learning how to play the piano, and I cannot play the piano. I can do a few little ditties, but ditties. Sorry, I can do a few little ditties, but that's all I can really do. I don't know how to read or write music, and yeah, I'm just pretty basic with it. So he's been teaching himself, watching a bit of YouTube, and sort of learning how to go and just practicing that. And so there's some things they can do themselves. Henry's got into modelling, and so he's been doing a little bit of clay modelling, and we've sort of been doing a little bit of stop motion stuff with that, where he just takes pictures of them and then you can put them together as a stop motion little movie. And so, yeah, there's sort of stuff like that where I can just guide them where they need to learn, but they can pretty much do the bulk of it themselves. So that leaves more time for editing. So yeah, that's more of that. You take care, Ryan. It was great to have you in, man. It's yeah, it's always good to have everyone in for a little chat. And I know everyone can't stay the whole time, so that's fine. You stay as long as or little as you like. It's no skin off my nose whether you even turn up or you disappear straight away or whatever. You do what you want to do, and I'll do what I want to do. That's how we should all be doing it, really. I really appreciate everyone who comes in for the lives, and I really appreciate everyone who chats and comments and watches all my videos. But at the end of the day, it's personal choice, isn't it? I can't make everyone watch them, so I just appreciate everyone who does, and hope that people are actually getting some fun and enjoyment out of it. That's all we can really do. It's what it's about, really, and supporting everyone else as well. I love supporting all the other channels and getting to know all the other guys. It's been brilliant getting to know Boone and some of the other people from the Stealth Camping Alliance. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, getting to know Biffa and Tim, and hopefully a few more other YouTubers now as well. As I say, got these trips planned up north, and yeah, just getting to know some other guys like that and help support them and help everyone get like their channels known a bit more. Fantastic, really. That's probably been my favourite part of the whole thing. Just getting to know new people and getting out to do fun trips with them. Because me and Noah have done quite a lot of trips over the years, but few and far between, because finding the time to do it, like where both of us can do it, and something that we both want to do, it's not as easy to do that consistently. And so having more people that you can do it with, it's a bit more of a draw, so everyone wants to do it more. But also it means like I can do one with Tim and then one with Paul, or Biffa as I should be calling him, and then like still do stuff with Noah, and then it's a lot more option for me to get out. And yeah, the hope is if I can eventually get monetized and actually earn money from YouTube, that I'd give up the window cleaning and start doing this sort of thing full time, like just really just getting out here. And obviously when I can, I'd like to take the boys out. So I've got the plan to do the gold panning with Henry and do some camping with him, and then me and Ethan will do a 1 kilometer mission. And through that, not only is it an adventure and a bit of bonding time with my lads, but I can teach them a lot of stuff. Ethan will get to learn a little bit about the countryside. He won't be able to learn map reading because we won't have a map with us, but he'll certainly learn how to guess his way a bit, work things out like the sun direction and stuff, and I'll talk to him about all that sort of thing, and just a bit of knowledge with that. It's it's all little steps that they can learn. And yeah, Henry's very much interested in things like gold panning and like metal detecting and magnet fishing, that sort of stuff. I'm not, and he likes normal fishing as well, actually, as well. I'm not really into those sort of activities, but they're outdoors, and while we do them, we can go camping as well. So yeah, it's no skin off my nose to combine it all together and do some fun stuff together. Oh, right. I've been a bit greedy then, let that burn all the way through. Put some small stuff in there. Need to focus a bit more on fire management, don't I? Okay. I'll get going, okay. Just load that up. That should get going okay. All right, time for a little swig of this. All right, let's see what else you guys are chatting about. I'm asking. That is the plan, Andrew. That is the plan. Eventually, I want Ethan to be able to write me some music. So if any of you watch GeoWizard and his straight line missions, he did all his like 8-bit music. And I'm hoping that Ethan will get good enough. He's already writing his own little songs, and some of them are quite good. But the hope is eventually to basically have Ethan doing my theme tune and maybe like a bit of this music for when I'm getting around and doing my adventures. And I want Henry to do me a little sort of intro type thing with his little stop motion stuff. Be quite cool. there's all sorts of interesting kind of creative ideas that go through mine and their heads. And in all fairness, kids, they have some of the greatest ideas. They've had some ideas for some shorts that we want to do, but we haven't got around to shooting them yet. Areas we're camping in the Peak District. Oh, I can't remember the exact place. It's by a reservoir just to the west of Buxton, a little way. Looks quite good. Looks like a nice spot. But essentially, I've just randomly picked like an area that looked interesting on the map, zoomed in, tried to find some flat ground using Google Earth, where there's also going to be some tree cover. And then also you can go into Google and check for some photos of the sort of that near area and sort of get an idea of what you can see. And there's some great views. There's probably going to be some water, because if there's a reservoir, there's likely to be a few streams and tributaries around. And yeah, it looks like a nice pine forest potentially, where we can get plenty of firewood. And so it's a pretty big area, but fairly remote. So we're hoping that we can do a 2-day, like, well, a 2-night camp without being disturbed and getting told to move on. Because obviously we're not really supposed to be doing camping in there, but as we all know, we'll camp where we like. But yeah, it's a good little spot, I think, and it'd be somewhere new that we haven't been before. That's always a nice thing to do. Yeah, do you know, Boone? That's a good point. You mentioned in the chat. For anyone watching later, and if you can't see the chat, it mentions how there's a couple of YouTubers. It says Paul Milner, but I don't know if that means Paul Mesner. I think you might be meaning, or maybe it's a YouTuber. I don't know. But a couple of YouTubers who basically going on about there's negativity in the community and stuff. I feel there's certain areas of the community where that is the case, especially for the YouTuber part of it, where they feel like they're feeling like there's a saturation of just too many people doing camping videos and theirs are getting drowned out. And, you know, that sort of thing happens when something's popular, lots of people want to do it, you know, but I think there's room for everybody. I've not really experienced a lot of negativity, but then I've not really approached any of the channels like that. Like I wouldn't be approaching channels where I feel like they've, I wouldn't call it sold out, because straight up, if I got sponsorship deals or anything like that, I'd be up for that, no problem. I'm not going to be selling my soul anytime soon, but certainly, you know, it would be awesome to be earning some money from this sort of thing, and I wouldn't say no to that. So I wouldn't say sold out, because I don't see it like that. I see that these guys are just doing it, but they've turned it more into a commercial kind of entity almost. And there is that line, I think, where you want to keep it authentic, keep it real. And some of these channels have crossed that line, I feel, and they're driven more by the money side. I'm not really into those channels. I don't watch a lot of them. So there's loads of channels that Tim talks to me about, Hard Up Hiker, who and he'll tell me about all this negativity. Like he's done a trail up in Scotland, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. If he was here, I'd have him tell me. But apparently West Highlands Way, that's it. I think it's the West Highlands Way. There you go. So he's done that, and he's filmed it, and he's just got to edit it, but he's got so much other footage that he's got to do. It's taken him time, and he's posted about this sort of thing. And he did a post about some other channel where he's sort of moaning about how a load of other people done it at the same time, and it's all a bit crowded, and you know, and they kind of want to just be doing it themselves and not have everyone else like copying. I'm a bit like, does it matter? Can you not just let everyone do it? Because we're all going to put our own take on it. At the end of the time, you lot have all seen everybody sitting around in the woodlands with a fire in front of them and whatnot. It's not that we have to do something new all the time. I mean, certainly I try to bring a bit of originality to it. I've not seen anyone trying to stealth camp across the country yet. I've certainly seen people crossing a country and walking across, and I've seen Ed Pratt doing his unicycling across the country. But that doesn't mean to say mine and his videos are the same. Very, very different. And yeah, yeah, I don't approach channels like that. I approach channels where I think like these guys are doing it because it's fun and it's what they want to be doing. And so everyone I've approached has been really positive, and I don't think I've had any no's yet. Every time I message someone and say, "Oh, we should do a collab," everyone's like, "Yeah, yeah, let's do a collab." So yeah, I'm loving that part of it. I really am. What am I drinking? If that question was for me, I'm just drinking a Coca-Cola. That's all. I don't actually drink alcohol. So for anyone here who isn't aware of that fact, I'm non-alcoholic, 100%. So yeah, it's it's one of the bits that you don't get with me. I don't get boozed up and do stupid stuff on camp. I just do stupid stuff on camp. I don't need the booze to make me any more stupid. I'm idiotic enough as it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm stupid enough to think that I can go across the country in the spring, and this is UK, mind you, with no wet gear, like no wet weather gear, and just an emergency mylar bivvy. No tent, no nothing like that. So any of you who've watched those videos know that's all the kit I took. I've not got any like backup, like, oh, I've got a backup tent in the bag just in case. It's the emergency mylar bivvy. And I don't think it came up yet on the first 3 episodes, so tiny little spoiler here. But basically, there are points where I have to start taping that thing up because it doesn't hold up all the way. Shall we say that thing starts to give way, and I have to be repairing that fairly consistently. And thankfully, like just since I first started camping, I've always had a little bit of repair tape in my bag that's just always sat there and never been used until that trip, and then it got used a lot. So yeah, I'll say that much. It's and as optimistic as I was about the weather being good, because I was trying to pick a week where I felt like we weren't likely to get rain. I left off. I checked the forecast and was like, yeah, I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to see loads of rain. Maybe a few showers, and my windbreaker will sort that, and I can always take shelter if need be, just for a little time. And we got some storms. We got some storms, and it didn't go right. But there we go. That's all the spoiler you get, though. Yeah, it's right. Let's have a little look. There's a lot of chit chat going on. So that's one. Do I follow the footy? Unfortunately, no, I don't follow footy. I'm not much of a footy person. Oh, I'm being told I've got about 20% battery left. So yeah, we're nearly for it, guys. Yeah, Andrew, I tell you, if we could all get together and produce a really good one, I tell you, I've got some ideas actually about some collabs where it's not just us going out and camping, and I do wonder if I can drag enough people into it to get some really cool sort of just adventures and videos going. I've got quite a few ideas of that sort of thing, and yeah, if I can get a close enough knit community with enough people, I think we could get some really crazy stuff going on. It's yeah, so. And it's real toxic. It's my second ever stealth camp for YouTube. Because I took 5 beer. What? Hold on. I was only contacted once for review by. Do you know, Boone? I don't know what happened actually. I just read your comment about being contacted for a review. And I don't know if I've seen that. Put a link in the chat if you can. I don't know if that's something you can do, but if you can. Or tell me what I should like look for on your channel, and I'll go watch that video. That sounds interesting because I'm assuming that must something happen in the video or something. But if not, then just tell me about it. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't think 5 beers you should be getting hammered for, Tom. I can tell you now, unequivocally, Biffa had more than 5 beers when we were at Northampton. He definitely had more than 5 beers before crawling into the skip to have a sleep. A little bit of shut eye in the kip, my God. Oh, dear me. I tell you, my comment section has been massively positive. Up until that video, where I did a little live video of Biffa sleeping in his skip, I had only ever had basically 1/2 negative comments from the same guy on the same video. So it was really just one, but it was split between 2 comments. And the first part of it was just, I don't think he got the idea when I said, when I was talking to you guys, it was a live stream. So I was talking to people in the chat, and he was a bit confused and was like, why are you calling me you guys? It's just me here. And I don't think he realized that what he was watching was like an old live stream. So I was like, fair play, you know, whatever. But then he started bashing me for basically being a bit of a wuss with the weather and stuff, and that I should come up to Scotland where it's legal and I should do some real camping. And I kind of agree with him. I'd love to be up at Scotland. I just don't have the money to be traveling there all the time. Going to essentially another country, very, very expensive. And even if I'm just driving it, and I just don't have the funds for that. So camping in my own country is kind of what I've mostly got to do. And unfortunately, our rules aren't the same as up in Scotland. And I wish they were, though. I really do wish they were. But then I put that video out of Biffa sleeping in the skip and me waking him up and laughing about it. And obviously, if you watch that video and you watch it for about, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, you might think that I've basically stumbled upon a homeless person in the skip, found it funny, and decided just to kick him awake, which would be really rude and really out of order. And at that point, obviously, people are jumping in the comments and going, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, and having a right moan at me. And then other people are jumping in because they've watched more of the video, realised that it's not about a homeless guy. And they're going like, this snowflake's getting like wound up and like triggered because of like this homeless thing that isn't even happening. And it's just like, it's just the I got a little taste of the bottom of the internet kind of thing. And it just made me laugh. And quite a few of the comments actually got like under review by YouTube. And I just went, well, as long as they haven't got swear words, everything can go through. So it's only about 2 I had to reject because they had swear words in it and they were calling me like swear wordy names. But anything else, if they haven't put rude words in it, I'll just, yeah, you can say what you want. It's freedom of speech. You can tell me I'm an idiot and I'm rude and whatnot. And I just said, look, you should probably watch the full video before you make your comments. But it didn't give that video a lot of traction, I'll be honest. The negative people on YouTube and in the internet can give your channel some traction, but then I think it's kind of bounced back a bit, and then yeah, I don't know, it was a good thing in the end, but it was a fun video. There's me chatting, and there's loads of sound like alcoholics. What do you mean sound like a bunch of alcoholics, Andrew? You all are alcoholics. I joke. Oh, dear me. You're still calling him Rhea. Or Ryan, or whatever you want to call it. Poor Ryan. Oh my God. I think I'm going to be joking about that the whole time through the Peak District thing. I can't help myself. It's like I've got to call Paul Biffa now. It's just how it's going to be. Oh yeah, I guess you're out tonight, Biffa. Jeez. So you're getting some of the weather that the rough walkers are getting, I imagine. It sounds like it's a lot rougher up north. We've had a little bit of it, but I'm getting away with it. So cheers to you in the bad weather. So become commercialized as a consequence. That spark isn't there with them. Yeah, the way and the truth. That is fair comment. Actually, I would say I'm with you there. I watch a lot more smaller channels these days. I used to watch some big channels. Like I used to watch Steve Wallace when he was a lot smaller channel, and he still kind of has that spark. I feel like he's actually kept that really good, and I do watch some of his videos from time to time. But there were other channels where I used to watch at the same time as I was watching his that I haven't watched in ages because they just lost that spark. They really did. And sometimes, you know, commercialization isn't the end of it all if you do it right. Colin Furze, that's a good one. If any of you haven't seen his channel, that's fantastic. But if you live in the UK, I'm sure you have. He's huge over here, and he's definitely got a bit more commercialized than when he first started out. But it's still crazy stuff. In fact, he's just used it to get bigger crazy stuff. I mean, that's how you do it. You take it and you run with it, and it's like and just turn it into some more madness. But yeah, he's it does. Especially with the camping channels, I think if you commercialize yourself, you kind of lose that spark a little bit, lose that kind of that kind of draw to the channel for me. So I've ended up watching a lot more small channels. Plus, also, I'm just part of a community now, and I'd rather watch that community's videos rather than some random person I don't know. And sometimes I'll get one suggested in the feed, like Mick from Mountains and More. He's not part of my community as yet, but his videos intrigued me. He's a small channel. I watched a few of his videos, and I was sold. And so I'll watch his whenever they come up. They're fantastic. I used it for the first time on a stealth camp and got arrested. Whoa, you got arrested, dude. Union, but that's some blessed became a. Gee, you got arrested because of some light. Jeez, that is insane. If that's a video, man, I've got to watch that. I'm gonna scour your channel now to see if I can find that, because obviously I haven't watched all your videos because I only found you recently, and you've been active for a lot longer. I'm sure it's been at least more than 2 years. I'm sure I see you had quite a lot of videos. So yeah. And then one negative comments. I was so excited when I got my first negative comment because it showed they diverse. Yeah, that is actually that is a fair point, Andrew. Diversity of viewers is obviously something that, as a YouTuber, you kind of need to strive for. If you just got the same person watching the same video, that's not sustainable. You kind of you do need to be looking for, like, you know, a lot of different people and hoping to kind of pull in a slightly wider audience. Don't think you can like pull in everybody, but you know, we can't all be Mr. Beast, let's face it. But yeah, a slightly wider audience and maybe people with a different point of view. There's nothing wrong with a different point of view. I have no problem with the people with a bit of negativity in the comments. Not that I've had much, as I say, but yeah, I find it just funny. I definitely found it really funny, all the people who thought that Biffle was a homeless guy, because if anything, it's just a laugh to tell him that people were thinking that he was homeless and confused him for a homeless guy. It's just fuel for the fire. For the laughter. Oh dear. Right, well, we've just gone over an hour, and to be fair, I want to keep this short, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up in a moment. I'm just gonna read the last few of these comments because there's just a few left on this, as far as I can see. Mess around with. Yeah, I tell you, talking about messing around with trolls, one little story I'll give you from the other day. Noah came up and we had a little walk, and we were going through a farmer's field on the footpaths, and then we get to like a road, and we have to cross it, and then the field the other side, they've decided to plough it and then rotivate or whatever, and then plant their crop all the way through the path, so the path doesn't really exist anymore. And it's there, it's signposted, we're supposed to go across it, but Noah doesn't have the shoes for it, and we decided, well, I know there's a bridleway a bit further to the north, and we just have to walk along this road a little way. So we made it up the road, and we've got halfway sort of towards what was basically we found to be some gates, and there was a big sign there saying private, and there was no way through. So we thought, okay, that isn't going to work. It must be the other side of those, and we can't make it. So we started our way back to the footpath to basically just work our way back, and we were literally halfway back to this footpath when the guy comes out of his gates in his truck or whatever, and he comes racing down. He pulls up beside us and starts trying to have a go at us. At which point I turned around and was just basically giving him I was just laughing in his face and telling him what kind of idiot like plows the field, knowing full well that he had something to do with it. And he just got so wound up. He was like, "Oh, you're trespassing this and that." I don't care, mate, because like someone's plowed the field. This is a tarmac road. Apologise if I'm damaging your tarmac road with my boots. I mean, not to worry that there was a lorry that had just been going up and down this thing. I'm sure we were doing more damage than the lorry's tyres were, for sure. But yeah, he'd driven all the way down just to give us some aggro. I thought maybe he was just stopping on his way out. But when we got to the footpath and sort of carried on going, he obviously couldn't go any further, so he did the U-turn and started driving off. At which point I waved him and said, "Have a nice day," which wound him up so much, just waving at the guy, that he did another U-turn and then started driving up the footpath as if he wanted to run us over, and then essentially ended up going into the field with the crops because I didn't move out of the way. I just kind of stood my ground. I was like, "What are you going to do? Run me over? Fool." And so he gets to me, has to swerve around, and he basically goes on the crops, which he just previously told us apparently wasn't his field. And I'm like, "Well, dude, I might have been trespassing on your tarmac road with my very, like, you know, destructive feats, but you're now driving across some poor bugger's crops in not your field. I think that might be aggravated trespass because you're doing damage. Jeez. So yeah, that dude got so wound up just by me waving and saying have a nice day. I couldn't believe it. Oh, it just killed me. It absolutely killed me. We were talking about that for ages afterwards because the guy had some stupid ideas. It's just ridiculous. He's like, it's the countryside. It's going to be muddy, and they even put this on the sign because they're so. And I want to go back and just change the sign and say, yeah, it's muddy. It's the countryside. No, it's muddy because I'm a lazy bugger who can't be bothered to maintain a footpath. I mean, it's like just maintain a footpath. How hard is that? But yeah, he was his goat was gotten. But it was just fun winding him up because he deserved it. He absolutely 100% deserved the wind up. I was like, what on earth? Like, if we were still walking up the road even towards his house or something, I'd been like, yeah, you could come down and tell us to turn back. But you can't when we've already decided to turn back and we're getting out because we realise we're now on private property. He didn't have a sign there to say this is a private road. As soon as we saw that, we were coming back. I mean, I don't know what more he wanted, but yeah, that's that is classic. The thing that triggered him the most was me waving and smiling and saying, have a nice day. You know you've got one when that works. Cheers, Boone. I do my best. I like to think my stories are fun, but depends who I'm talking to, I guess. Right. Yeah, so that's it from me. And vagrant holiday, you know. So, oh. Yeah, politeness. It's the people who don't like to be polite. He came up expecting a right old go, and I just stayed polite the whole time, and was just. But I politely tell him he's an idiot. Basically, it's like I very politely do it, but I do it nonetheless because I'm like he was like, we'll have to agree to disagree. Because absolutely, we'll have to agree to disagree, because you're not going to change my mind on the fact that a guy is an idiot if he can't maintain a footpath for everyone to use. Because it's kind of like, you know, that's your responsibility to maintain the footpath. Right, well, that's it from me anyway. I'm literally going to call it because my battery is screaming that it's going to die any second. So I don't know what that does to a live stream if the battery suddenly goes. I imagine it'll be fine. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for joining, everyone. And I know it wasn't anything special, this one. But yeah, make sure you check out the rest of the cross-country trip as it comes out. The stuff so far is pretty tame compared to what's about to come out. Obviously, the second half of an adventure is always where the action happens. It just is. And it gets crazy. It really does. It's well worth a watch. And any of you can share it around and let everyone else know, I appreciate it, because I'm really proud of that adventure and that trip and what I did there. And some of the videos, it's in my mind, it's my favorite stuff that I've done in terms of like the quality and actually putting an effort in and getting out for big sort of like, you know, storytelling adventure. So yeah, if you can share it around, I really appreciate it. But even if you just watch it and give it the like and the comment, that is fantastic. And I salute you if you've done so already. But yeah, I appreciate having you guys along. Thanks for all the chit chat and all the support. Really love it. And I'll see some of you in some later stuff, I'm sure. And hopefully anyone left in the chat I'll be doing a collab with soon. I'll see you then. You take care. Have fun.